Please turn on your captions in your YouTube settings if you want them.
Hey, I'm Dawei, your travel confidant for unforgettable solo adventures. I've been traveling solo 90% of the time since 1998, and it has completely transformed my life. Solo travel gives me the freedom to explore the world on my own terms while discovering more about myself and the incredible cultures I encounter along the way. In my last vlog, we explored the magical Mont Saint-Michel with its enchanting abbey rising above the tides. But today, I'm taking you to Étretat. This coastal gem with its iconic white cliffs and natural arches is a perfect blend of adventure and tranquility. Whether you're here to hike the cliffs or just soak in the breathtaking views, Étretat offers something for every kind of traveler. What you see with me is what you get. No fluff, just real authentic experiences. I finally made it back to Étretat after more than 25 years. Our last time I was here was when I was attending La Sorbonne. Always wanted to come back, and finally I made it back. It was an hour bus ride from Le Havre with several stops, but you get to see La Campagne, meaning the countryside. Is so beautiful, and it feels good to be here. I'm so excited to show you guys my favorite place in France. This is where the genius behind the Arsène Lupin character used to live. Can't really see much, but that would be it. As an almost 50-year-old woman who is in love with life, I'm here to inspire and empower you to live your dreams through travel. And for my younger adventurers, Étretat is not just Insta-worthy, it's a place where nature truly comes alive. My motto? Live a life of power through solo travel. If you're ready for some guidance, inspiration, or that final nudge to take your own solo trip, I'm here to help. Ready to explore Étretat with me? Let's get started. It's changed a lot from when I was here 25 years ago, but it's the same at the same time. D'être ici. Whenever I could, I would escape to this place. This was my sanctuary. I'm feeling really emotional right now. Yeah. It's so hard to come back. Literally from her character, she was putting her thing in her mouth. Okay, I ate here back then, and it still looks the same, you guys. I'm gonna cry. Étretat isn't just a place, it's a revelation. A jagged scar along the Normandy coast where land and sea battle it out every day, yet somehow strike this delicate, almost haunting balance. The cliffs are the main event, of course, towering limestone giants, their stark white faces seeming to glow against the blue-green sea. They jet out like defiant old warriors, daring the waves to rise higher, to crash harder. And yet, the town below, quaint and perfectly French, feels like it hasn't changed in centuries. A place where fishermen once hauled their catch, where Monet and Maupassant came to breathe in the raw, briny air and let the wild beauty seep into their bones. Walking through Étretat's narrow streets, you can almost hear the whispers of its past, of corsairs, painters, and holiday makers from a time when bathing suits looked more like something you'd wear to a Victorian tea party. It's a strange juxtaposition, this quiet town and the violent majesty of the cliffs. But that's the magic of it. Here, the past doesn't sit neatly in a museum. It lingers in the atmosphere, in the smell of seaweed drying in the sun, in the cry of gulls circling above, trying to steal your food. The cliffs themselves, Porte and Porte, are natural monuments that feel like they belong more to myth than to geology. At this point, the whole of Étretat is covered in fog. The same thing that happened in Mont Saint-Michel. I'm laughing because it's just funny, and you guys, it's just so spectacular. There's nothing like it on earth. This is the place right here, and even though now there are a lot of tourists, it's okay. My experience of this place is that it grants your wishes, your fondest wishes. That is why I've been waiting to come back here, because I do believe that. Because back then, 25 years ago, I made a wish and it came true. It was a complicated wish and it came true. Today I have another complicated wish and I believe it will come true now that I'm here. So there's only really one or two things to do. I go back into town, go get dessert, wait for it to clear out. It'll probably clear out around 3-4 o'clock. And thank goodness the last bus out of here back to Le Havre is at 7:35 p.m. So I've got time. Perhaps this is just perfect just for me, so I can meditate here and let go. Alright, I got the stick out again. I don't know why I don't use it more often. To be honest, it's just like I feel like I like having my phone in my hands, you know? It's just me and this couple. At this point, everything is covered in fog. I just spoke with someone who came the opposite way, and she's like, don't go, there's nothing, like you won't see anything, it's so thick. So again, I'm just gonna go back to town and have dessert and wait, praying that it'll clear out within the next hour or so. this region is known to have the weather patterns change in a jiffy. So, but you know what? I don't really care. I'm so psyched to be here. I waited a long time and I'm finally here and I'm really just enjoying even the sound of this place. It's very particular. I hope you do come here one day, but don't be like the other tourists. Respect the place. Oh, more hikers coming. Ciao. Be mindful when you come that the terrain could be tricky on a hike. It does have hiking trails that are awesome, but just don't come in like heels or something, you know? As predicted, it's clearing out. Eh bien, cela fait 25 ans, plus de 25 ans que j'attends ce moment de revenir à Étretat. Étretat était le sanctuaire de ma vie à l'époque où j'étais ici à la Sorbonne. Et finalement, je reviens. Il ne fait pas très beau, mais c'est pas grave. Ce lieu est toujours magique, toujours aussi charmant, toujours aussi majestueux et magnifique. Et je suis heureuse de pouvoir le partager avec vous, surtout toute ma famille et mes amis francophones qui rêvent aussi de venir ici. À tous, bisous! Standing beneath them, you can almost believe the stories. One legend in particular weaves itself into the fabric of Étretat like a well-worn secret. The tale of Arsène Lupin, the gentleman thief. Maurice Leblanc, ever the storyteller, had Lupin hide a fortune in gold and jewels somewhere within the cliffs. And you can't help but wonder, as you walk along those narrow paths edging the cliffs, what if it's true? What if, buried deep in those chalky rocks, Lupin's treasure still waits, hidden beneath layers of time and tide? But treasure or no treasure, what's most unique about Étretat is how it makes you feel. You stand there, wind whipping at your hair, staring out over that jagged horizon, and it's impossible not to feel small, but in the best way. It's a reminder of the power of nature, of history, of stories, that the world is bigger than you, and sometimes the best thing you can do is let it wash over you. Like the waves crashing against those ancient cliffs, carving new stories with every tide. You gotta be careful where you step. Are you stepping on those shells? They're very much alive, you know? This is their habitat, not yours. So I'm being extra careful, which is taking me a lot longer to get around. Another really cool thing about this place is that you can't slip. As rough as it looks, it's totally fine to go on foot. It doesn't hurt. On the contrary, it feels good on your feet. It's so hard to leave. I have to leave in like an hour because that's when the last bus is. And if I miss that, I'm stuck here, which wouldn't be bad except that I wouldn't have anything. Oh, there goes someone else is flying their drone. I'm glad I flew mine before this dude. Le Havre and I'm making my way to what's called Les Jardins Suspendus, hanging gardens. And the receptionist at the hotel said that it's a must-see. And on the bus here, I made friends. So introduce yourselves.
My name is Dalma. I'm from Tibet. I'm Tirasan from Myanmar.
Hello! So we're gonna go and explore the hanging gardens together. Oh, Le Havre. The last stop on my whirlwind tour of France was like an unexpected encore, a city that didn't need to be flashy to leave an impression. The last day, I came here at the famous Hanging Gardens. I'll admit, I went in with some grand expectations of gardens literally suspended mid-air like some botanical Cirque du Soleil. Spoiler alert, they weren't hanging at all. Turns out they just call them that because they're perched up high like Étretat's cliffs. Hello, welcome to the Jardin de Robinson. It's a long trail. Welcome to my humble abode.
Of course, why not? Wow.
Ta-da!
Wow.
It's cute, right? The gardens ended up being the setting for something even better than floating plants. I met two amazing women on the bus, one from Myanmar and the other from Tibet, both refugees. We spent the day wandering through the gardens, laughing at the misnomer and talking about our own journeys. Les Jardins Suspendus in Le Havre is where history and nature quietly conspire to create something both enduring and ephemeral. Perched on the remnants of old military fortifications, these gardens don't exactly hang as the name suggests. Instead, they sit elevated, offering a view that stretches from the city's modernist skyline to the sea, a reminder that here, both land and life have been remade in the wake of war. The real magic is in the contrast. You stroll through plants from every corner of the world, each section its own living testament to the far reaches of the earth. It's a journey in miniature, where the plants speak of distant lands but thrive on this windswept hilltop overlooking the port. Art installations and sculptures are scattered like afterthoughts, yet somehow they deepen the experience, adding a layer of introspection to the space. The gardens are a place of quiet contemplation, but also of life, of growth against the odds, much like the city itself. Here, high above the sea, it feels like Le Havre is showing you its heart, resilient, quietly proud, and always looking outward. Bonjour.
Bonjour, madame.
Comment ça va? Pardon? Oui, elle est très belle, hein? Oui, je suis d'accord. You're so pretty.
Okay, thank you.
Le Havre's history is a story of resilience and reinvention, one that sets it apart from the many picturesque centuries-old towns of France. Founded in 1517 by King Francis I, Le Havre quickly became an important port city, a gateway to the Atlantic, and a key player in France's maritime trade. Its name means the harbor, and from the beginning, its identity was tied to the sea, with ships arriving from the farthest reaches of the world. What makes Le Havre truly unique, however, is how it rose from the ashes of World War II. The city was heavily bombed during the war, with nearly 80% of it reduced to rubble, and instead of rebuilding it in the traditional French style, Le Havre chose a modernist path. Enter Auguste Perret, a visionary architect who was tasked with reimagining the city. Perret embraced reinforced concrete and fashionable at the time and designed a city that was radically different from any other in France. His bold approach earned Le Havre its reputation as a showcase of post-war modernism, and today, this city is a UNESCO World Heritage Site recognized for its exceptional urban planning and architecture. Another thing that sets Le Havre apart is its coastal location and connection to the sea. Unlike many other French cities, Le Havre has a bustling working port that is still central to its economy and culture. The waterfront is a place where industry and leisure meet. Le Bassin du Commerce, where I watched that unforgettable sunset, is a reminder of this balance where the city's maritime heritage is alive and well, but softened by a serene urban landscape. I ended my last night watching the most incredible sunset from Le Bassin du Commerce, the sky bathed in shades of pink and gold, with the water reflecting it all back like a perfect mirror. It was a moment where everything just felt right, like the city itself was saying a quiet goodbye. The next day, I boarded a train back to Paris, ready to catch my flight to New York, but with Le Havre forever etched in my memory as the perfect, unexpected end to my adventure.